Did you hear about the two guys that stole a calendar? They each got 6 months. That's right, welcome back to the Bit of Truth for a Monday. Let's just hope the criminals haven't ruined it for you yet. And no, I am not talking about the police or the government. Yes, we're back for a fresh new week and I thought I'd kick it off by catching up on crimes. So, welcome to the crime special. Now, most criminals, other than the government, are pretty dumb and they get caught for pretty stupid crimes. So firstly, let's explore some dumb crimes so we can kick the week off with a few head shakes, face palms and eyeball rolling.
Y'all ready for this?
Right, so the first donkey of the day is this dealer who called the police to report his stash was stolen and then even gave them an itemized list of what was taken. Yes, well done to this idiot who called the police after someone got into his home and stole his uppers, downers and sidewayers. When the police arrived at his home, he gave them a full list of his illegal consumables, leaving him to plead guilty at Oxford Crown Court with possession with intent to supply. Ugh.
What an idiot!
Now this next one might not be criminal, but surely is stupid. A mother who sued her school after her then 2-year-old daughter was seen screaming at the Easter Bunny settles a lawsuit. Yes, this woman who looks like she would sue if her chips weren't the right temperature from McDonald's. Or the same sort of woman who would threaten a lawsuit if someone cut in front of her in a queue because she's left a 30-meter gap. Anyway, she's successfully sued a school for someone coming out as the Easter Bunny. I bet that you were actually laughing when you saw this video first, just like everyone else on the planet. Something tells me you just wanted extra money.
You're a fucking idiot.
Now, in speaking about people who are desperate for a little extra cash, are traffic wardens. A £60 fine was stuck on a car which was on double yellow lines after it was involved in a crash. Yes, the other day I brought you one of those cockroaches who fined a man for changing his tyre. Now today we see someone fined after having an accident. Well done to the police here as well for not telling that leech to fuck right off and letting it slap a fine on the smashed windscreen.
Wankers!
Now, speaking of vehicle crimes, an ice cream van driver is arrested for being over the drink drive limit. No, he didn't just have a few extra scoops of rum and raisin. He was on the actual sauce and was pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt for the police to find that he was twice over the legal limit.
Dumbass!
And more people that think they can do whatever they want behind the wheel of a car is this next man. A Lamborghini driver who was suspected on being on something ended up missing his own wedding after he was stopped by the police. Yes, this driver was stopped following complaints from members of the public about his driving on the way to his big day. He got pulled over, failed the narcoco test, and was subsequently arrested. Well, if you needed some uppers, downers or sidewayers to get married, I think that the police have done your future bride-to-be a huge favour.
You have fucked up now!
Right, let's move on to some theft and shoplifting to see if that's got any better. Nope. Shopkeepers are being threatened with needles, and thieves boast that they'll be back. Yes, shopkeepers are still under siege from a deepening and more violent shoplifting endemic, yet MPs and police still seem to be taking a nap. Well, if they're not going to do anything, I think that shopkeepers should take up baseball or golf. Who do these people think they are? Not just stealing the stock, but threatening people with imitation guns, samurai swords and needles, without facing any consequences.
Fucking outrageous.
And as you see here, it's already started to happen. Shopkeepers are forced to defend themselves as police no longer see shoplifting as a crime. You see, the police won't come if someone's stealing from your shop and threatens you with a gun or a needle, but you can surely count on the fact that they'll be there within seconds if a shopkeeper was to batter a shoplifter with a sausage roll in order to keep their livelihoods. This country is fucked.
We are screwed.
And when thieves aren't stealing your stock or threatening you with needles, we have one that could be even worse. Police have now launched a manhunt for a shoplifter who sprayed a burning substance in the faces of a Holland and Barrett worker. Look at this cue ball. What are you trying to nick from Holland and Barrett? Hair growth pills? Yeah, it's just another day in lawless London where a shop assistant had to challenge yet another oxygen thief for trying to walk out of a shop with a bag full of items that he hadn't paid for. He was then sprayed in the face with an unknown substance, which then caused a burning sensation to his eyes, his skin and his throat. Baseball and home runs seem to spring to mind again. Now, in the world of trying to prevent theft, instead of locking up criminals, shops are instead locking up their own products. Here is a list of products now under security tag in the UK. Yes, due to a surge of a 24% increase in shoplifting, you'll no longer be able to grab your basics or your favourite snacks because they are under lock and key. We have butter, honey, coffee, meat, detergent, dishwashing tablets, cheese, sweets, chocolate, as well as other items that you can't now put in your basket. This now leads the normal person to walking around the shop 30 times in order to find someone that actually works there, for them to come to look you up and down, for them to decide whether or not you can or cannot have access to something you actually want to buy. Let's just lock the whole shop up, pre-order, prepay for everything, and they can pass it through a hole in the wall.
Or not.
Now, it's not just food that's getting nicked, it's clothing too. Here is the shocking moment looters raid a JD sports store. Yes, these 4 men that gave zero fucks grab heaps of tracksuits in a targeted attack, and the staff could do fuck all about it. The gang, who were wearing face masks, I'm sure, to not spread their COVID to the other shoppers, how very thoughtful of them, made a run for it after stealing thousands of pounds worth of designer goods. Police? You there? Surely this is over £200. Baseball. Home run. Now, instead of thieves, we actually move on to people who work there in this next story. Yes, we have an employee who stole £150,000 from a famous restaurant and is ordered to pay back, guess what? £1. Yes, Nicola, fitting name, Nicola, a lot of the money, using her position to defraud the business and leave it in debt. She fleeced the business just as the pandemic hit, enlisting her husband and paying him tens of thousands of pounds straight into his bank account. 55 times. After the investigation into the pair's ill-gotten gains, they both received suspended sentences and were prosecuted to pay a nominal £1 confiscation order each. Well done, judges! Well done, yet again.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
We've also got lovely members of the public doing more than any policeman or any judge of the land. Yes, members of the public step in to apprehend a watch thief, pinning him to a chair. Yes, here we are, we're back in lawless London, where these heroes have had enough of seeing people get away with it and took it upon themselves to apprehend this leech of a human being. Well done to this policeman who was seen casually strolling up to the incident before the man was arrested. Over to you, judges, to let him go, as usual.
Yep.
Right, let's have a look at some violence. That's always fun, isn't it? Right now, at the start of the video, we did take a look at the Jobsworth traffic wardens, who like to ticket cars that are broken down or have been involved in accidents. Now, however much they are disliked, they are still humans and they don't deserve this. Traffic wardens are punched and kneed in the face for just doing their jobs. Yes, these were both sickening attacks by utter cretins who, when they are caught, should be taken straight to the local boxing gym and used as bags. This is not how normal people behave, so they shouldn't get normal punishments.
What a bunch of bastards.
People are in disbelief as a spitting woman with an 84 chance of reoffending avoids jail. Yes, this completely worthless disgrace of a human being received a community order after spitting at a barman and the landlady of a pub. So what happened is her male companion was so pissed he fell asleep and was asked to leave. This utter loser then thought she'd kick off and teach them a lesson by spewing her bodily fluids from her mouth onto them. This complete scumbag, who's had 14 convictions from 19 previous offences, including several counts of battery, was then let go by a judge who clearly doesn't see a problem here. I guess fair play to the courts, everyone needs a 15th chance.
It's really so stupid.
This next one is so sick, it's so bad, I'm going to have to go through it very quickly. I'll just tell you the headline because if I go into it, even my thoughts will get me banned. A woman who was in a vegetative state at an Arizona care facility gave birth after being assaulted by a nurse, and staff only found out when they checked the victim's diaper and saw a baby's head sticking out. Fucking disgusting. I am just completely speechless of the people that we have on this planet. Baseball, home run.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Moving on. Police are called to an on-pitch scuffle between parents at a children's rugby match. Yes, well done parents. Really teaching your kids how to act. Really setting an example. No arrests were made. as usual, when a fight broke out at a junior rugby game in Cardiff. Your kids aren't playing in the Rugby World Cup. Go England. And even at a professional level, you wouldn't see parents having a scrum off the field because they disagree with a decision. Grow up and teach your children how to grow up properly, or don't go.
You are one pathetic loser.
Now, speaking of the popo, it's only fair to see what crimes they're committing today. Well, we've got a Met cop who tied a woman up, bundled her into a car, and then took her at knife point. Well done.
Dumb bitch.
Another policeman was sacked over allegations he assaulted a crime victim. Yes, congrats to the 10th officer sacked by Bedfordshire Police in the last year due to gross misconduct. 5 of them being for 60-time crimes.
Unbelievable.
Now, when the police aren't committing crimes, they are spending a significant amount of resources tackling ULEZ camera-related crime. Yes, who cares about shoplifters with weapons? Who cares about assaults on members of the public? Who cares about violent gangs and criminals? Police need to make sure that the cameras are up and running. 510 crimes against ULEZ cameras, yet only 2 arrests have been made. They can't even get this right.
You're fucking useless.
Now, speaking of the police not getting things right, they waste their time again by storming a yoga class after people were seen lying on the floor, mistaken for a mass unaliving. Now, I'm not saying all police are stupid. I'm just saying I haven't met one who isn't. Yes, they were called for several people lying on the floor, meditating. What's next? You're going to turn up at a football match because a few people are screaming?
I just wish I ordered a plate of useless assholes.
Now we've looked at criminals, and the police criminals, it's only fair to look at what's happening on the inside once they get you. Prisoners. Well, they're not behaving themselves either. Trans prisoner, oh, here we go again. Anyway, it's jailed further for assault on female guards. Yes, this wonderful woman with lovely stubble again, who has convictions for 87 offences, was given an extra 6 months on the end of their sentence for attacking a nurse trying to give it some food. I say throw the porridge through the hatch, they can lick it off the floor. If they're going to act like that, we'll act like that too. 87 offences, and people like this will be released to do it over and over and over again. Let's have another look at it. Go on, editor, chuck it back up on the screen. There we go. Oh yes, absolutely beautiful. Not only it looks like a real woman, it acts like a true lady. Come on, gents, any takers?
I think I'll pass.
Okay, alright.
Over in Canada, the judicial system is completely fucked too. A Nova Scotia judge who sentenced a dad to house arrest did it instead of sending him to jail. Why? Because he's black. Alright, so in Canada, you can impregnate your intellectually disabled daughter, who then gives birth to a severely ill child, wonder why, and then walk out the front doors of the court as long as you are a person of colour. Yes, this actually wasn't a joke. Race was cited as a factor of the ruling. Right, okay, I see how it is.
This is bullshit.
And for those who actually get sentenced and then put behind bars, we've previously looked at their 5-star accommodations with VR playrooms, table tennis, singing lessons, beekeeping degrees and ensuite bathrooms. Well, now we've got another bonus in going to prison. And no, it's not rapid dental care or health treatment. Now prisoners get a 9-hole golf course for their health and well-being. Yes, they get to play a little bit of golf to help with their mental health whilst being on punishment for committing crimes affecting members of the public. Don't worry about our mental health and living with repercussions of being robbed, stabbed, and even worse. We need to make sure the prisoners are okay, and we'll even pay for it with our hard-earned tax money.
What the fuck?
Right, let's wrap it up and see what we've learnt today. Criminals are dumb. Police are too busy with their own crimes to investigate actual crimes. The government might well as not even be there. The judicial system is completely screwed still. And if you end up in jail, you'll get treated better than the taxpayer, funded by the taxpayer. Signing out.